Right now, it is 6:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com and my colleague Big J on the line. Big J on the line. Basically, what we're going to be talking about today is our Jeff Horn versus Tszyu wrap up. But we're going to be talking more about other things involved in the fight and other individuals involved in the fight. And we are officially 1 week later from when the event took place. So if you don't know, Jeff Horn, who is now 23-1 with 13 KOs, was defeated by Tszyu, who is now 16-0 with 12 KOs last week in the Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. Jay, did we get the official numbers for how many were in attendance?
I don't know, but I'd say it'd be about 16,000. But I'll see. I'm talking to a mate on the weekend and see if I can get the exact numbers.
Yeah.
But it would have been about 16,000.
So, we already, in the last video we did, which, it's a two-parter. So if you haven't watched this video yet, basically, we already pretty much recapped the fight, but we're going a different direction with this video in regards to what's been going on with Jeff Horn and his team, and will he retire? What's going on with his trainer, Glenn Rushton, and he's had some, controversial interviews, to say the least, and some other, members of the boxing press and media over in Australia are also, getting at him pretty hard. So I'm going to let you lead it off, Big J. What's going on?
Well, basically what's going on is that Glenn did a media scrum on Thursday after the fight. Basically he was saying that, Jeff wasn't really hurt and Jeff wasn't exhausted, and, the referee stopped the fight, and, they were all debating in the corner whether to stop the fight or not, and it's irrelevant because the referee Phil Austin stopped the fight. And he was saying things like, if you can try and compare a boxing match to a football match, if a team's down by 30 points, there's 10 minutes to go, do you stop? Well, that's a team sport. If a boxer's getting seriously hurt in a fight and he's lost every single round, do you stop the fight? Well, yes. Of course you stop the fight, because you don't want your fighter to take any more punishment. Especially though, and Jeff was losing every single. He didn't win 1 minute of that fight, not 1 minute.
Yeah.
So, there's been a lot of questions thrown at Glenn Rushton with what's going on. Why wasn't the fight stopped earlier? There's a lot of criticism, like the last video we did, be thrown in by Jeff Fennick. The question's got to be asked. What's going on there?
So before we move on to that part, do you think Jeff will retire? Do you think he should retire, and do you think he will retire?
Okay, personally, do I think he should retire? Yes. Right? Because he's taken 4 bad beatings: the Crawford fight, the 2 Zarafa fights, and Tszyu. He's 32 years old. He's made his money. He's got a lovely, young, beautiful family, wife, 2 daughters, and as Glenn Rushton said the other day, the fire was gone. So once the fire's gone, what's the point of continuing? Really, it's not what he has to prove, it's what he has to offer. Now, on the flip side of the coin, as I spoke to you earlier today, there's a lot of vultures circulating going, Jeff Horn's easy pickings. So, there'll be a lot of guys, especially in Australia and overseas, going, Jeff's easy, Jeff's vulnerable now. Maybe I can offer him this and make a name for myself off him, which he shouldn't do. Personally, I would say to him, you're done. You've got nothing more to offer boxing. Not that you haven't got anything more to prove. You've got nothing more to offer. There's no shame in retiring now. The real shame would be to carry on and take beating after beating after beating and end up with irreversible medical problems that will affect him for the rest of his days. He's young, he's healthy, he's got an education, he doesn't have to keep fighting, he doesn't need to. He's made enough money to sit at home for the rest of his life and do nothing, and that's exactly what I'd be doing. If I was in his position, early 30s, millions of dollars, education, I'd retire and do nothing, just enjoy my children. That's what I'd be doing. So
you talked about. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Will he retire? From what I've been hearing, he probably thinks that he's done, but who knows when the itch is going to come back, because, fighters get that itch, maybe a year or 2 down the track, he's like, maybe I want to fight again, but I think there'll be enough support around him to say, no, you're done. Now's the time to walk away while he's young and he's healthy. and I believe he's smart. He's a smart enough man to know that, you know, he's done, and he had a great career, and there's no shame in calling it quits now.
Okay, right here, what I'm playing right now is I'm going to play the full stoppage in the corner, the interaction between Jeff Horn and his trainer, Glenn Rushton, and then we'll go into that. So it's playing in the background right now on the screen.
We know how tough and how great Jeff Horn has been, but how much more punishment does he need to take?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
That says it all.
Sorry? Have you got punch left in you?
Not to say that.
Have you got a punch left in you or not? Want to give us a minute?
Oh my God. Yeah, of course he's stopping it.
They've stopped the fight,
Of course they have.
and he's an all-new Tszyu, and now he's a superstar.
So that's where the issue lies for the current trainer, you know, of Jeff Horn, Glenn Rushton. So where do we start with that?
Man, well, this is not the first time he's sent, you know, Jeff out to a fight when that was thing. I mean, he argued that the same thing happened in Manny Pacquiao, and he revved him up, and you know, he won the Manny Pacquiao fight, but he was winning the Manny Pacquiao fight before the ninth round. The same thing, you know, he said in the Crawford fight, he could have taken one round to turn it around, and unless he lost every single, I think maybe one, maybe 2 rounds of that fight, and Crawford dominated from round 3 onwards.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think, you know, Glenn has a lot of belief in his fighters. Like, that's without a shadow of a doubt. But I think there's a bit of over-belief there. They're thinking that, you know, well, you know, because he pulled out that amazing punch in the second Zerafa fight, which he was winning anyway, he was winning the Zerafa fight, he thought that maybe he can do it again, and clearly he couldn't. And, you know, thinking, oh, give us 1 more minute and I'll send you back out there is just unnecessary. There was no, I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, I'm just like...
He's not the one in there taking the punches.
Well, they're exactly right. He's not the one in there getting belted in the head and taking those brutal body shots. I mean, it's all irrelevant because Phil Austin stopped the fight anyway. I mean, why that was all going on, Phil Austin went over to Tim Tszyu and raised his hand while they were all still debating whether they're going to send him out there or not. So,
Yes, yeah.
In a way, the referee saved that situation, but I mean, when you've got 3 cornermen, I mean, Adam Copeland was one, I can't remember that fellow's name. There's 3 people going, he's done. And Glenn just said, you know, well, maybe 1 more minute. Can't see the justification for that. So, and that's where the criticism is coming from. I mean, what do you think?
We're going to listen.
Have you ever seen another example of that? I mean,
No, listen, like, honestly, like when I was watching it here live, like, you know, and I'm looking like, yo, like this is looking bad. He can't go out there. And I wasn't factoring in the fact that, yes, you know, Glenn Rushton has a reputation for, you know, letting his fighters go too long. And now I think it's got to a point where we can't let you miss the point that you wanted to make before, you know, we wrap up the video is, you know, when you have, as you said, you know, something's going on over there where, you know, Glenn Rushton is no longer training Jeff Horn. I mean, not Jeff Horn, excuse me, Dennis Hogan. And, you know, who else? What's going on over there, like, with that situation? From what you've heard?
Dennis Hogan left him around April, May of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Dundee Kim, who was his strength and conditioning coach for 6 years, has gone his own way.
6 years, so pretty much he was like Jeff Horn's strength and conditioning coach too, right?
He was Jeff Horn's strength and conditioning coach, and Joel Camilleri also moved from Melbourne to Brisbane and lasted 6 months, and now he's with Dundee Kim. So this has all transpired since February of this year. So in the last 6 to 7 months.
So from the outside looking in, something has been going on. You know, we have the right to say it looks like something's going on in the Glenn Rushton camp. You know?
Yeah, exactly. We don't know what because, you know, we don't know what, but something's maybe not right.
Yeah. So I'm going to play Jeff Horn's post-fight interview here, and I just want the viewers just to look at the state of him and, you know, just to tell me if this is a man that you think will probably be coming back, you know, for another fight or another high-profile fight. In my personal opinion, before I play the audio, in the video. I wouldn't be surprised if he does like a fight against a guy that he's supposed to beat with low knockouts, like a go away, retirement fight. I wouldn't be surprised, but it all depends, on where he's at right now. But let me play it.
Very badly for Australia.
How good is he?
He's very good. Look, he was on his game tonight, and I wasn't probably on my game, but that was all credit to Tim as well. He was outboxing me out there, and I guess he's got that young blood. Not that I'm old. I'm not going to say I'm old. Everyone's saying that I'm old, but I'm not. Yeah, Tim's got that hunger about him. I've been there, done that. And Tim's very, very hungry for that win, and I could feel it through him tonight. And he's got that champion spirit in him, I can feel it.
Have the wars and the constant wars taken their toll?
Oh, look, certainly. Look, I'm so glad that I'm not cut tonight. I'm very thankful in that, but Tim gave me some very good body shots instead of the head, so well done. They didn't feel very nice, but yeah, well done to him. Some great head shots, great, even better body shots, and all the best to him.
Where to from here, Jeff? Is it time just to go home with the family and have a think?
Yeah, it's just time to go home, give the girls a cuddle. Hey Joe, Isabel and Charlotte at home, but I'll give them all a big kiss and hug tomorrow.
Which is the most important thing in spending time with your family? On the off chance that we don't get to talk to you in the ring again, we'll talk to you on the outside, don't worry, but if this is the last time we do speak to you in the ring, the memories, the moments, and a sprinkling of magic, on behalf of Australia, we say thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't. Thank you very much, everyone, and thank you very much for Oxmar Properties, my major sponsor, and also Skyfleet. They've done an absolutely amazing job so far, and they support me absolutely awesome. So I really appreciate their support.
Well, looking at it again, I don't think he's coming back.
No, I think he said in the post-fight interview, I think he said he's just relieved for it to be over. And that sounded like a man that was just like, oh, thank God.
Laboring through, like, finally I can go home, like, camp's over,
He can go home, he can go home, he can see his wife, he can see his children, he can, as I said, he's made enough money for to sit around on estimates, of course, no one knows how much he actually has made, but on estimates he's made anywhere between $6 to $8 million. He can sit on his backside for the rest of his life and do nothing if he wants to.
And he got that Pacquiao win under his belt. He'll always be able to do special appearances and all that, get the red carpet rolled out for all the fights he go to.
Well, exactly. I mean, that is going to stay in, that's going to be cemented in Australian boxing history as one of the greatest victories of all time.
Has he ever did commentary for any fights over there? I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, he did Tszyu last year. I think it was Dwight Ritchie, possibly Joel Camilleri, but he has done commentary for Main Event, yes.
Oh, well, yeah, he can have a nice little career outside the ring.
Absolutely. I mean, the man's got options. He's smart, he's educated, he's articulate, he's coherent. Yeah, he can go back to teaching if he wants to. I mean, I don't know if he will, but, I mean, he can make as you said, he can make a living out of making celebrity appearances, the options are open for him. He doesn't have to fight anymore, and I honestly, he shouldn't, and I don't think he probably will.
Yeah, I don't know, because I remember, and then I'm thinking about a week ago watching it, like I was feeling really bad, like he was my actual mate, I didn't like seeing him get beat up like that.
No, it was like watching your mate get beat up in high school.
That's what I feel like. Yeah, you can't help him. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't run in because next you know it'll be an all-in brawl.
Yeah, right? Because I was like, bro, just stop the fight. Yeah, Glenn. And I'm looking at him now like, man. Well, at least it's over.
A lot of people are saying that fight should have been stopped a lot earlier, and rightfully so. I mean, I said Barry Michael said the 6th round, Jeff Fenech said the 3rd round. You could argue, I mean, he was gassed by, 2 rounds?
Yeah.
So
falling all over the place.
Yeah, falling all over the place, yeah. And, he's done, and he's got nothing to be ashamed of. He couldn't be proud of his career. So, the only shame would be to continue on and take more beatings. So And have these young prospects, let me get
Jeff Horn's scalp on my record.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how much the phone ring has run for Dean Lonergan going, well, there'd probably be people all over the world going, oh,
Yeah.
Pickens.
Yeah. Al Heyman, PBC 154. Fighters probably going to be calling like, yo, let's see if we can get Jeff Horn over here, Al. Matchroom, Eddie Hearn. For somebody like Kell Brook, if Kell Brook don't fight Terrence Crawford, let's see if we can get him over here. Like, I see it. Yeah.
And how most of those guys haven't fought this year.
Yeah.
So they'll need a tune-up fight.
And they'll try to make it Jeff Horn. Yeah, Jeff, hang him up, bro. Don't be nobody's fool.
Exactly. Don't be nobody's fool, mate. You've done what you need to do. Go home and enjoy that family. That's what I'd be doing. So.
Yeah, because they'll be like, I beat the guy that beat Pacquiao.
Exactly.
Keith Thurman and Adrian Broner couldn't do it. Couldn't beat Pacquiao, but I beat the guy who beat him. Nah, Jeff, don't let them get that over. Tszyu, all right, that's passing of the torch. All right, but leave it at that.
Yeah, exactly. Leave it at that. Yeah. Because that's exactly right. So, that's basically it for Horn, in our opinion. Great career, and thank you very much, mate.
Yeah. You already said you got what interviews do you have coming? The Barry Michael one's already done. That's coming. We got the Tyler Harris one that's coming today, and then you're going to be talking to Ben Damon from Fox sometime soon, right?
Hopefully, sometime this week. Yep, hopefully speaking.
Yeah, and that should be the official wrap up, unless it's something else comes up of Tszyu versus coverage. Horn versus Tszyu coverage.
Yeah, exactly. That should be it. I'll get Ben's final thoughts on the fight.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be a nice little wrap up to the next thing, and now it's on to the next thing. Tim's got to consider whether he's going to fight Patrick Chizeria, whether he's going to fight Mixer Rafa. As we said, Mixer Rafa is a dangerous fight for Tim, so maybe they won't take that fight. Because Mixer Rafa's no pushover. So it's a matter of we're playing the waiting game again, and there's nothing more we can do than that until the things come up in the next prior weeks. I mean, the next focus is really Jason Maloney against Anayo.
Yeah, and I'm going to be
the next thing we've got,
and that's happening on my side in the States. So I'm going to have all the media stuff in regards to the virtual Zoom press conference, the press conference weigh-in. So that fight can be announced any day, and I expect. I'm going to get some questions in with Maloney. I'm definitely going to get that in, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So all right, it's T-Street Controversy and Big J with FightView3CT.com and T-Street Controversy Live. Please subscribe.